Hey everybody, it's Party Carla. It is awesome to be here with you this evening. It's day one of our solstice. I mean, give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me, David.
I can hear you.
Yep. Okay, all right, great. So it is day one of our solstice week broadcast, and our whole intention in coming on to you with this offering is just to create some community space. A couple of years ago, during the shutdown, we had a beautiful online gathering at this time of year called World Peace Together. And that theme really came back strong for me this year. And this more so with this idea of better me, better we. How can everyday actions lead to redefining change? It's really important at this time where it can feel like perhaps there's not a lot we can do about the things going on. And that's never been true, never will be true. Every day that we have a mind is every day that we can use it powerfully to take actions that impact ourselves, our lives, and therefore the things around us, the people around us, and the situations around us. We do that enough, and we will see tremendous change. So, better me, better we has these three basic different points to it. So it's power of everyday action in personal health and well-being, power of everyday action in business and the workplace, and the power of everyday action in community. And so throughout the week, I'll be inviting different friends, teachers, presenters, collaborators of Garden of Healing, Some of Value Garden, Yoga Healing Consortium in general, to just come in here with me morning and evening and talk for a little bit about what that means for them. So right now, I've got David Sanders. He's one of our bodywork therapists. He is good. Okay. If you are anywhere in our area, be sure you book an appointment with him because he is the real dealio.
Thank
So,
you, Quinn.
David's been working with us for a little bit now, and he's been working in this field of bodywork for many years. So, I wanted to have a chance just to talk about what that theme means to you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna pop my headphones on to make sure I don't have any feedback. When you think of better me, better we, power of everyday actions in personal health and well-being, what
Mhm.
does that mean for you? And how is that already playing out in your life and the way that you do your offerings?
So, first of all, thank you very much, Carla. That was a very kind introduction. My name's David Sanders. I've been a body worker for 12 years. I spent many years working in security and then made the transition to being a body worker. I decided to use my hands to heal and not so much to control. So, to answer your question, you know, the better me, better we concept, that's a great concept because what I'm hearing you say is it's the little decisions that we make every day that actually make a huge decision in the community around us, not only in ourselves, but in the community around us. Uh, I often describe to people and tell them, there's a very thin line between groove, having your life in a groove, and having your life in a rut. There's a very thin line. There's a very thin line. And the difference between the two are very small decisions, tiny decisions that don't make a huge difference. A lot of times, people find themselves in ruts and they think it's going to take a momentous event to get them out of that rut and back into a groove. But the fact of the matter is it's small decisions. Um, Waking up at a certain time, making sure of paying close attention to what we eat that day, uh, paying close attention to what we eat for breakfast that day to get ourselves started. How we treat ourselves first thing in the morning. I'm going to have water. I'm going to take my medicine, and I'm just going to be kind to myself to start the day. Maybe the rest of the day you do all the other bad habits that you've been doing, but when you make those those decisions, those small decisions, it leads you on to the next good decision. So don't pressure yourself too much in, well, I wasn't able to make it to the gym and get my personal best on the bench press, and instead of eating a meat-free diet, I ate a hamburger today. Don't get down on yourself. Worry about the small decisions that you did get right. I woke up on time. I drank plenty of water to start my day, and I had a good breakfast. And those things will manifest into a bigger light. Um, you
Nice.
know, once you start waking up on time, breakfast becomes easier. And once you start making breakfast, uh, getting to work on time becomes easier. And once you start getting to work on time
Mm,
easier, your relationships with your coworkers become better. Once your relationship with your coworkers
mm,
becomes better, you're able to move up in the social ladder and in the workplace. And it's just the small decisions, and it won't happen. These things don't happen overnight. You don't have to pressure yourself and thinking, these are my activities this week, and next week I want to see everything blossom and be perfect. But you know I, again, I stress the fact that it's the small decisions that make big change and big difference in one's life. So yeah, that's where I stand on that. I think it's a great concept.
amen.
A better we, because it transcends into the community, and it just kind of it starts with us doing the small things right. You know.
And I really appreciate how you took that apart.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was nice to meet your nephew the other day. And it was funny. We actually had that conversation as athletes, that um it's the small decisions that manifest themselves into championships and into high performance athletes. They do small things, they do them often, and they do them well. And you look behind you one day, you do small things for a long time, and you turn around and you can't believe what you actually accomplished by those
Sure
little
enough.
things that you did. You just did them consistently, and by doing them consistently, eventually you do them well. And after you do them for a while, one day you turn around and you're surprised at what you were able to accomplish. And yeah, it was
That's
fun
it.
having that conversation with him. Yeah.
That's it. Excellent. Yes. It's that stacking. I really appreciate your perspective on that.
Mhm.
And there was like a domino effect there going on, when you talked about waking up, doing a great job, but the time you wake up
Mhm.
leaves room to do a great job choosing something good to eat in the morning,
Mhm.
choosing to eat, to take time to eat in the
Right.
morning, right?
Right.
Leads to, all right, now I'm going to make sure I get myself out the door on time. All of that leads to how I even behave in the workplace, how
Mhm.
I interact with my coworkers because of how I feel about myself.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. That
You're
is
very
excellent.
welcome.
Wonderful. I wanted to, if those who are watching this live, it's evening for them if they're in this time zone. And I wanted to just offer a little something each time that we hop on here. We'll be doing this, today is Saturday, the 16th, and we're going to be doing this all the way through till the 24th of
Mhm.
December. On the weekends, we're coming on at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. On the weekdays, we're coming on at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Each time, dropping a little somebody's wisdom and experience that they wanted to share, somebody's take on this thing, and then also leaving them with a little something practical for daily life. So, if you are an expert when it comes to physically removing tension from the body. One, could you speak a little about the benefit of that
Mhm.
and the necessity of that?
Mhm.
And then two, can you? leave us with a little demo of some DIY thing that we could do for our
Sure,
own selves.
sure. So, uh, self-care is essential, and understanding why we need self-care will only motivate you to take that step. So, circulation in the body is of paramount importance. The two things that are going to harm you the most in life are inflammation and clotting. Those are the two things. That's where your health begins to slow down once things become inflamed and once you start to get blockages. So, movement is a way to combat both of those things. So, there's two places that the the strongest place in our circulatory system, of course, is our heart. The blood leaving our body and going into our arteries. Our arteries actually have muscles that help move the blood along away from the heart. But then there's the return trip through the veins. Veins do not have muscles. They use the movement of muscles to actually help return the blood back to the heart. That's why you see a person with varicose veins is because their blood is pooling in the veins returning back to the heart because there's no muscle like in the arteries to push the blood back up. So movement is it's helpful, it's important, and really it's paramount. But not everyone is a world class athlete. Not everyone is 25 years old and doing jumping jacks and running around and has the ability to do those things. That's where a good massage therapist comes into play. Um, my brand of massage isn't only at a surface level full of effleurage and just rubbing on the skin. I'm actually getting down to the muscle and getting down to the places where I can help you return your blood back to your heart. um
Nice.
uh it's it's one of the most important things that's going to happen when you see someone with varicose veins. um it means that their blood isn't getting back to their heart in the best fashion. Massage therapy can help. The earlier you catch it, like once it becomes visible, it's the problem becomes more difficult to handle. But just like anything else, the earlier and more often you utilize a technique, the better it is for the individual. Um, so, uh, along with that, there are certain areas that are key. Um, it's funny. When I was in massage therapy school, I guess it just wasn't, I guess they they did a poor job in telling me something, and through experience, I found it not to be so. I had a teacher that told me never work behind the knees or inside elbows on the front side of the elbow.
Oh,
And I
some of the
found
best spots. You
I
got to
was I
get
was
up in there. Do you know
I
how
was
much stuff is
early.
up in there?
Yes, I was early in my career. I was just learning the field, and for years I stayed away from those spots, from those areas, because I was told, by my teacher, don't work there. But through experience, I found that I got the best results from working in those areas. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be gentle.
I'm gonna
Um,
cut you off. You know
yeah.
what? Just last week, I mentioned about the back behind my knee and how all my years of nursing,
Hmm.
I have some slower circulation going
Hmm.
on there. And you were like, oh, come on, right now, get on the table. Now I know why you were so enthusiastic about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get that for you.
No,
Yes.
you have to come and you have to feel that. It's a wonderful place to it's a junction, and all of our
Yes.
muscles meet in those areas. Like those are the insertion and the origins of all our muscles. So if
Yeah.
you can relax there, if you can keep circulation well there, you've done a fine thing for yourself. um
Yes.
Notice that that's where arthritis picks up. And arthritis is you know it's the beginning of our loss of freedom for a lot of people.
Mm,
Once the arthritis sets in, it's like the beginning of old age. So if you
mhm,
can keep those areas circulating, free of inflammation, you'll help
mhm,
yourself a long way as far as
mhm.
arthritis and joint conditions are concerned.
Heard that.
So one of the areas that I also like to work with is the collarbone. I find that lots of people have an extraordinary amount of tension
Yes.
just on top of the collarbone. Um, for a lot of people, it's painful. Even to touch that area, they can't touch it because it's so painful. So you may have to start slowly, but it's so important for circulation and for keeping.
I'm gonna join you up in here. Okay.
It
So you're
feels so
pressing
good.
into right above the collarbone. Is that where you are?
Me doing it right now, it feels so good. What I actually
Listen,
do
we in this together.
what I'll actually do is, can you see my finger? Say that's
Yep.
the collarbone. I actually try to get my fingers behind the collarbone a little bit and get underneath it the
Yes.
best I can. It took me years to get to that point. But you want that area to be free and loose. And once you free that area, remember the equal opposite, the antagonist to the bones here are back here.
Yes.
And a lot of people, the pain that they feel in the back of their neck is coming from the
Starts right there.
tension they're
Yes.
feeling in the front.
I see that constantly in my clients. Yes.
I work there constantly. And I see a lot of massage therapists don't work there, because it's painful, because it's uncomfortable. You're working around someone's neck, you're working around someone's throat.
Yeah.
But once you know what you're doing as a therapist, and once you gain that trust with your client, they're overjoyed
Yeah.
when that area gets freed up.
Yes.
I hear oh, my head feels lighter. I feel like I can turn my head.
Yes.
And it's that area. It's amazing what working in that area will do.
All right. Work
Yeah.
those collarbones, my friends.
Collarbones,
Release.
joints,
And that's
joints.
something you can do easily. You don't have to
Mhm.
change your clothes, anything. You don't have to
Yep,
lie down.
that's right.
Right
That's
in
right.
there. Yes. Thank you so much for that. Ooh, let's take a couple deep breaths along with that. Because now we work in these areas, like you said, there's can be discomfort,
Mhm.
and that discomfort can also lead to uncomfortable feelings as
Mhm.
well. 'Cause
Mhm.
this is all
Mhm.
part of who we are. So you find that there's times when you have to remind your clients to breathe deeply so that they can do their part
Mhm.
in staying in a place of receiving and accepting the healing that you're trying to bring them.
Correct.
Right.
Well, the thing is, you know, we understand there's different massages. There's different types of massage. There's Swedish and there's deep tissue, and there's healing, and there's different massages. And for Swedish massage, the communication between client and therapist isn't quite as important. You know what I mean? It's mostly effleurage, it's on the surface.
Right.
I'm not
Right.
going into sensitive areas. So, you can just kind of lie there and zone out and then enjoy a good massage, which is helping with your circulation, and go home, take a nice hot shower. And that felt great.
Yeah.
But for my brand of healing, I need you present. Like you'll need to
Yes.
be a participating,
Yes.
member of a massage with me. I'm constantly checking in. I need to know how you're feeling. Is this comfortable for you? Is this too much pressure? Because even after 12 years of experience, I miss sometimes and I go a little too deep or I
Oh yeah.
miss the
Yeah.
troubled area. So I need for you to cue me in immediately. I start most of my massages by saying, "This is your massage. This
Yes.
isn't for me. This is your massage. So I need for you to be present and keep me aware of everything that you're feeling." That's
Yes.
important. That's important.
And that is a really important consideration also because, sometimes people might just be in this place of, "Well, I just got to accept whatever's going on," because we don't
Mm-mm.
know what, their history is
Hmm.
and what their personality dynamics is like. So reminding them of that permission that, like, hey,
Right.
even if last time you wanted it a certain way, we're here today.
Hmm.
And you let me know what's right for you today.
Right.
A little too much of that, a little bit more of that. This
Very true.
is this beautiful the way you do that. It's a relationship, really.
It's a relationship.
Yeah.
It's very
And
true.
it helps them to be empowered in that choice of everyday wellness, in that choice of, okay,
Hmm.
I'm here to increase my personal well-being.
That's
And that
right.
means that I'm an active participant here. I don't have to just take whatever's going on.
That's right. And your therapist is merely a tool for you to utilize. I'm not here for my ego. I'm not here to, these are the moves that I think work the best. Like, no, I'm here to do what is going to work best for your healing. So I need for you to keep me in tune as to what your experience is. That's that's
Amen.
that's that's critical. It really is
Very
important.
good. Very good.
I don't, I'm
That's
not, I'm not one of those, I've heard therapists, oh my God, she talked through the whole thing, or he talked through the whole thing. And
only if they want to, but
only
no.
if they,
Yeah.
only if they want to. I find with my clients, I find with my clients, even if they do start out chatty, like once they make that connection with their tissue and my hands, they really do, focus
Yeah.
in and like they
Yeah.
want that.
They go in there. Yeah.
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 And less this and more,
Exactly.
communicating with their body. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Gives that mind a place to rest too. Oh,
It,
I love it. I love
so
it. Cool.
important. Yeah,
Yep.
it's a
Well, how
good.
about we wrap this up with about a minute of that collarbone massage,
Okay.
a little bit of breathing while we do it. So we're
So
going in
so
here.
it's not in the beginning, we're not used to relaxing those muscles.
Hmm.
And breathing, like I say to all my clients, breathing is going to help us both. So big breaths in and melting as you exhale. Move your head to the left as you create a little pressure against the collarbone with your fingertips. Move your head to the right, to the left. Feel that stretch. Move your head to the right. Feel that stretch. And as you feel that stretch, take one hand out and go a little deeper with the other hand. Take one hand out
Hmm.
and go a little deeper with one hand. Then take the other hand out and go a little deeper with the other hand. Turn to the opposite shoulder. Feel that stretch. Continue to breathe
That's a
and
good
relax.
one. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm. And
yeah,
if there's a massage therapist near you, go call them up.
yeah.
I'm
Most
sure they got a
definitely.
good package because they want to see you more than one time.
That's
And
right.
do that for yourself. Do this for yourself whenever you can. This is easy one to do every day. And then
Hmm.
go, it's not even a treat. think of it like a meal. Well, I gotta eat. I
That's
also have
right.
to release my excess tension in my body.
That's
So
right.
thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving us another take on how everyday choices, especially in this case, everyday choices for personal health and well being, it really can make a difference, not only in that person's individual life, but that domino effect
Mhm.
that then trickles down into other areas of their life and their community.
Very true.
Thank you for being here, my dear.
Thank you for having me. Have a good
Blessings,
night,
everyone.
everyone.
Have a wonderful evening.